It's Premier League pick'em time. Mark Ogden is here to play. He'll be giving us the good and the bad for this team going forward. And the first team for you, Mark Ogden, is Manchester United. Who's your star man for the season?
Star man for Man United is going to be Bruno Fernandes, hasn't it? He was a star man in the last season. I don't see it changing. I think everything goes through him. You know, they've got a few more stars in the making. They've got Donny van de Beek, might be a good signing, and Paul Pogba if he ever delivers what we think he can do. But at the minute, it's Bruno Fernandes.
Have you got a surprise package for us?
Well, it could be Donny van de Beek. Let's see what happens there. We don't quite know what he's going to deliver yet. I've seen him a bit playing for Ajax, and I think he's a really good player, talented player. But it all depends how he adjusts to the Premier League. So I think he could be a surprise package. And I think for the money, I think he's a good signing.
What do you reckon about Scott McTominay?
Yeah, Scott McTominay is another one. He's been in the squad for about 18 months, 2 years now, obviously given his chance by Jose Mourinho. And I think he divides opinion a little bit. And I think there's a bit of snobbery about Scott McTominay because he's a homegrown player and he's basically a destroyer rather than a creator. But I think we saw last season that he was growing into his role. He's got a great goal in the derby against Man City. And I think, as he gets more experienced and develops, I think he could become a key player for United. But he has to learn a little bit as to, manage the ball a bit better. And I think playing alongside Nemanja Matic will help him do that.
Let's see if you're going to let people down with your biggest letdown of the season. Who have you got?
I've gone for Marcus Rashford. And I think that's because he doesn't quite get enough goals for me. I think, off the pitch, he's had a fantastic run during the lockdown. He's been brilliant for the stuff he's done for children and the community. But I think maybe it's time for Marcus to focus on the day job really, and his football. And I think he's got all the talent in the world. He's got pace, he's got a trick, he scores goals, but he doesn't score enough. And I think that for me, if that carries on, I think we'll be looking at Marcus Rashford thinking, you can produce more. So he has to step up a little bit for me to get away from being a disappointment. I think, but it's a high bar. But I think he needs to score more goals.
It is a high bar after what he did last season. You don't think he's going to build on that?
Well, after the restart, he was disappointing. I think Marcus Rashford's best days were probably the season before last. That's not writing him off. He's still a great talent, but I think last season was a bit up and down. But in fairness, he was carrying had a bit of a back injury for a time, and he's played through knocks and stuff. But I do think it's time now for Marcus. I think he's 22 to really kick on and become. He should be Man United starter, and he should be the main guy. He should be the main man, but it hasn't quite been that yet.
So you've definitely not got him for your top scorer. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for Anthony Martial because he plays in that role. He's a centre forward. He's the number 9. Again, I'm not quite convinced about Martial yet as a guy that you'd hang your hat on scoring 30 goals a season, but he's the best that United have got in that role. I'd rather have a Lewandowski or somebody of that ilk, Harry Kane, but Martial is the guy, and I think he showed towards the end of last season that he's got that ability to score goals. Now, I think it's too soon for Mason Greenwood to be top scorer, but I think Martial, if he can keep his head and keep on the progress he's been making, I think he'll be top scorer.
Go on, tell us where the league finish for Manchester United will be at the end of next season then.
I think United finished 4th. I think Chelsea have left them in their slipstream with the strengthening they've done this summer in the transfer market. And I think Chelsea will finish third, Liverpool and Man City top 2. So I think United is the best they can hope for, unless they make some big acquisitions the next 2 or 3 weeks, is 4th.
Yeah, that was Mark Ogden's Premier League pick'em for Manchester United.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.